Hey, how's everyone doing today? Whoa, today's run. Still trying to catch my breath. Rough, really rough. And I wanted to share this video because people have asked me before, how do I, go on such long runs? What's my motivation? Do I take music? Do I go with a partner? By myself? 99% of the time I am out by myself, running. Just recently I got into taking music with me, and more so I listen to more podcasts while I'm running. So what keeps me going on these runs? My daily run averages 4 miles. So normally I'm doing 4 miles minimum. Long runs are always double digits. I don't consider a long run until I hit double digits. I'm not trying to brag, but anyone that's worked with me, worked out with me, did races with me knows I do love long distance running. So today's run that sucked, but was so different. It wasn't the distance, same distance I normally run. Was it my nutrition, my hydration? We could say yes or no. The thing is, there's one thing when I teach people, or coach people I should say, when they want to start running, is your hydration and your nutrition is, me personally, really up to you. When I used to be coach, when I used to run on a marathon team, my coach would tell me HM3, I was HM3 at the time, he was a commander. HM3, do you know how much faster you would be if you just ate properly, hydrated properly, and then at some races, if I wasn't still drunk or hungover, of course I would always laugh and be like, yeah, I'd probably be in first every time, and he would seriously say, yeah, probably. But anywho, back to why I made this post. So what keeps me going? Because as soon as I walked out the door and I took those first couple of steps, I knew it was going to be a rough one. And I think most of us that work out and or go running experience that. We know what it's like. Like, man, this is going to be a shitty day. So the first thing I personally do is I take away any expectation from that run away. So my splits. So for those that are just getting into running aren't quite sure what splits are. So my splits, are your mile increments. So you can do quarter mile splits, half mile splits. So I take that away. No more do I worry about, I want each split to be 8 minutes or less, or 7:45 or less, or 7:30 or less, or if I'm really trying to ramp it up even faster, right? So I'll take that away. I'll take away any pace that I have in my mind. So why is there a difference between a split and a pace? Well, because at the end of my run, my pace can average out one thing and my splits could be totally different from 1 mile to another, especially if you're doing a lot of elevation gains and losses, right? Really hard to keep up that same split, so your pace could be different. So I take away my split expectation. I take away my pace expectation. I take away any distance expectation. So even though my averages are 4 miles, so let's say your average is as well 1 to 2 miles a day, and that's where you're going on. I'm not saying do not complete your 2 miles, but it's okay if you only get 1.5 miles done. It's okay if you have to only get 1.25 miles done, right? So I take away any expectation of distance. And my only real expectation is just to make it back home, right? Or back to the gym, or back to work, wherever it is you're running from. So, hey, if I have to stop and rest, I have to stop and rest. If I have to walk, I have to walk. If I can keep up a light jog the whole distance is just really slow, then great. But my only expectation is to finish that run. And at the very, very, very end of it all, the very last expectation is just to be alive after the run. And what do I mean by that is I have my wife I can call to come pick me up. And I have called her on one occasion, believe it or not, and it was a short run. It was a 4 mile run. I was maybe 2.5 miles into it. And I knew that if I kept going, I would physically hurt myself internally. I wasn't ready for that run yet on that day. Anywho. So I kind of use running metaphorically with life, right? Sometimes in life, our bosses, our supervisors, our leadership will give us a task, a mission, a project, whatever you want to call it, and expect you to complete it. And in our minds, we have this great layout on how we're going to get this accomplished, how our leadership, our supervisors, our managers, our bosses are going to praise us on how, you know, wonderfully you got this project done. And then things start falling apart. As soon as you start the project, things start falling apart. You start getting stressed, and so then you start to what you might feel, and I did it as well throughout my Navy career, start feeling like you're putting out a shitty product, right? So maybe just start taking away some of those expectations, right? And your only expectation is to just finish the project. It doesn't always have to be pretty. It doesn't always have to be your 100% best work. And that's okay. Don't harp on those. You finished it. You made that forward progression, right? And it's okay to be stressed out. Hey, in my retirement time, like I said, I've gone into gardening and just like everything else, I had this great idea of what my little area was going to look like, and I'm still working on it. And here I'll show you, right? So still working on it. And as you can see, I'm removing some tree stumps. But look at this little guy right here. Can y'all see him? So that is called transplant stress. So when you replant a flower from a pot into the ground, or vice versa, from one pot to another, they get transplant stress. And just like in life, we also get stressed, just like these flowers, right? Well, the great thing is just because these flowers are stressed doesn't mean that with the proper care, the proper nutrition, that they cannot come back to life. They might look dead, they might look wildered, just like we have been at times. But look how beautiful, how strong we can all come back. This plant that you're looking at now was just as stressed as this one. Now, yes, that other one has come back better and faster, but I have no doubt that my little one in the corner is just having a little harder of a time once she really just gets her roots back replanted in the ground with the proper care, nutrition, that she's going to grow back stronger, just like the rest of us. So I wish you all a blessed day. When life just starts getting rough and that 1 mile run, 2 mile run, 20-mile run seems like it's going to take forever, and you're only on your 10th step of that run, take away any expectations. The only thing you need to worry about is just making it home. I love you all. Have a blessed day. Talk to y'all later.